Evening folks, this is Best in Slot and I am incredibly excited to bring you the Planet Zoo beta for the very first time. I've literally just finished the installation. We're hopping in for the very first time. We're going to take a look at the campaign in this first video, and then we've got some other stuff planned for later on in the evening, hopefully. Welcome to Planet Zoo. Thank you for joining us. You're just a few steps away from experiencing the world of Planet Zoo. First, we're going to create an avatar of yourself to represent your amazing creations among the Planet Zoo community. Make sure to create someone your friends will recognise. So we are going to build me. I'm a manly man. I'm a large manly man. Okay, let's go for large manly man. Skin colour's okay. Head shape, what do we want? Yeah, why not? Live the dream. Is this hair? What is this? Hair? No, not quite. Probably more like, oh god. None of these. Probably actually more like that one. That's not a million miles away. Need to change the colour. Can we go a little bit darker? That'd be nice. There we go. Gonna get rid of that awful facial hair. We need something a little bit more standard. It's just like a standard beard would be nice. That'll do, I guess. It's a little bit heavy, but we'll get over it. Accessories. Not really an accessorizer. Okay, yeah, more like a Henley. Go for a Henley. Made that black. Nice. Stylish, just like myself. We'll stick with these and we'll go for like a dark blue jean. Beautiful. And a hat. Oh my god, the hats are amazing! I'm not going to wear a hat. But there we go. That looks moderately like me. Moderately. There we go. Place your avatar HQ. The HQ is where other players will see your avatar and access any zoos or blueprints you have shared. Position your avatar anywhere on the globe. You can edit your... Okay. So we can... Right, okay. I know where I want to go. I want to go there. Yes. The idea... I'm trying to land right on the Isle of Man, which is where I was born. So, in the Planet Zoo beta, we have access to two different modes. We have career and we have franchise. Now, franchise is not really a sandbox. It's kind of like you're given a blank space and you've got to build a zoo and then build more zoos and trade animals and all this kind of stuff. It's more open. But you still have to worry about money and challenges and stuff like that. Career is, of course, the career. Now, there's only one level at the moment. My dude is on a mission around the world. There's only one level in the career right now, but that's what we're going to start off with. And we'll do this first mission. So this is all of them. Bloody Norris, huge on there. Look at that. That's awesome. So we're going to go to Steedley Homeschooling in Goodwin House. And that's where we're going to be, in good old Blighty. We've got this stone line on the map. I'm guessing you get 3 stars per. So is there 12 of these? Looks like more than 12. But whatever, let's load in. Renovated, oh look at that. Renovated and renamed after its purchase by Bernard Goodwin in the 1980s, Goodwin House has since become one of the most respected zoos in the country. More recently, it has undergone a further renovation to update many of the habitats and facilities, but due to various issues, the work hasn't quite been completed, which is where you come in. Start new campaign. I am so excited. It's been such a long time. The last time I was this excited for a game was genuinely Jurassic World Evolution, so yeah, this is pretty cool. I haven't heard about building a mountain quite yet though. I'm a little disappointed. Here we go.
Heyo at Hematu. Yeah. Oh, sorry about that. I have a habit of slipping back into the Planko language. It's good to finally meet you in person. I'm Bernard, although I insist you call me Bernie. The only person who calls me Bernard is my wife. And even then, only when I've tracked elephant dung into the carpets. As you know, I own several zoos, but I always like to show people the ropes here at my home. This is the first zoo I ever opened, and a source of great pride for me. And prides, thanks to a lion breeding program we ran in the 80s. But we're in the middle of a big renovation, and that's where you come in. Sadly, our old contractor had to retire after developing a fur allergy. Poor devil kept sneezing his dentures into the lion habitat. So, it's up to you to finish everything off. Don't worry, though. I'm not completely throwing you in at the deep end. My head keeper, Nancy Jones, will be lending a helping hand. Oh, she's a hard worker. And she'll expect you to be too. But I'm sure you'll get along like a house on fire, or even better, one that isn't on fire. Less shouting that way.
Hello there. From that rosy, fresh face of yours, I'm guessing you're Bernie's new hire. Good. Now, I hope you're ready to ditch your diploma because we're about to get really hands-on. But before we begin the real work, how about we familiarize you with the zoo by learning how to fly around it and visiting some of our beautiful animals? We'll start by popping over and having a look-see at the grizzly bears in their habitat.
Okay, this is actually surprisingly in-depth. So we've got bronze, silver and gold, right? So if we complete all the bronze ones, we'll unlock gold and then we'll unlock silver. This is a huge campaign. We're going to do quite a lot of stuff. First of all, we're going to explore the zoo. So we need to look at the grizzly bear exhibit, which I assume is over here. Yeah, there we go. There's our lovely grizzlies.
Grizzly bears, also known as Ursus arctos horribilis, can hibernate for up to 7 months a year. Oh, but then again, given the chance, I think a lot of people would do that too.
Just want to try something, folks. Yes!
Select one of the bears, and you'll bring up its information panel.
Amazing. We have Nvidia Ansel. Very exciting. So we're going to click on a grizzly. Who's this lovely lass?
This is where you
Nakedra.
can find out all kinds of information about your animal. The most important thing being its overall welfare. You'll learn more about animal welfare today as we go through your objectives. But for now, let's enjoy this magnificent animal. Why don't you select the camera at the bottom of its information panel?
Already done it, love. Already done it. Don't you worry about it. I'm on this.
This is a fantastic way to get a close look at your animals. You can also get this view of an animal by simply double-clicking on it.
It's nice to have a proper tutorial. I kind of have played the game before.
Let's pop over to the other side of the zoo and take a look at the lions. I've marked their location for you to find.
Alright, Nakedra, I'm going to leave you alone for a little bit, love. Alright, I'll be back in a bit. Let's go check in on our lions. Where are we? We're over here. This is already like a more in-depth tutorial than anything Planet Coaster had. At least last time I played it. Here we go.
Panthera leo leo. Or the West African lion to you and me. Lions are the most social of the big cats, and there can be as many as 40 lions in a pride. Although prides of that size are pretty rare.
Alright, love.
As Bernie would say, those lions are awesome. Which is precisely why I handle the training instead these days. Anyway, how about we get started on those objectives? Come on, let's head over to our Warthog habitat and see what needs doing there.
I suspect, given what I'm looking at here, it doesn't have warthogs, so that's not a great warthog habitat. This is, of course, the same zoo I played with when I was at Gamescom, but I didn't have any of this. We didn't have the challenges, we didn't have the objectives, we had nothing. So this is really, really cool. Here we go.
As you can see, it's a lovely space for warthogs, but it's missing a certain something. Well, two somethings. The warthogs. So I'd like you to adopt a pair of them. To adopt animals, we need to open the animal market, which is in the animal trading section.
There we go, we're going to buy Honda.
Here we are,
This is a great
pair
name.
of perfectly splendid
Kamaria.
warthogs for our zoo. Just click on them and select Buy from the side menu. Normally the animal exchange would be full of animals, but I've emptied out the market while you learn how it works. The last thing I need is you accidentally ordering a dozen elephants.
Sounds amazing. I mean, I'm just kind of knocking this out of the park right now.
When you adopt an animal, it's automatically placed in a trade centre, where they're held until you're ready to move them into their habitat, which, as it happens, you are. So how about you move them into their new home?
Already done it, Nancy. Don't you worry, I've got
When
you.
you ask for an animal to be moved into a habitat, your caretakers will go to the trade centre, collect your animal, and deliver them to your selected habitat. I've marked the trade centre's location, so let's go and watch the caretakers in action.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Thought Nancy was telling me fibs. What's going on? Game? There we go.
Well, as you can see, those caretakers don't hang about. They'll move those animals to their destination as fast as possible. Of course, normally we'd have to place the animals into quarantine before moving them into a habitat. But I am assured by a person of good standing that these warthogs are in the very rudest of health.
That's some amazing hair you've got there, son.
Let's get the warthog's habitat finished up so we can keep them nice and happy. You see, each animal in the zoo has an overall welfare statistic.
Hello.
Basically how happy they are. And that overall welfare statistic is itself comprised of 4 different areas. Nutrition, social health, habitat, and enrichment. Luckily, if you select an animal, you'll bring up their animal welfare information panel, which we saw earlier, where you can see how they're doing. That way, you'll know exactly what areas need to be addressed. Don't worry if that's a lot to remember. You can always check the Zoopedia for more information.
This woman can talk for England.
Let's start by making sure we're taking care of the Warthog's nutrition welfare. To do this, we'll need to place a food station and a drinking station. Now, each animal requires a different type of feeding station. And for the Warthogs, it's a small feeding trough. So let's add one of those and a water bowl.
I think we'll be doing that in a minute, Nancy. I'm just going to pause it, because if we go into the Zoopedia, I think we've just seen every single animal in the beta. So, we have buffalo, elephant, wild dog. So all these are old, like we've seen all these before. I love these little pictures though, that one's beautiful. Bengal tiger, boa constrictor, wandering spider, we finally get a good look at that. The ostrich, the warthog, our first new creature, the Formosan black bear. I was hoping we'd get a pretty cool, like a new black bear, or a new bear that wasn't a brown one, basically. So that's awesome, yep, very excited about that one. Tortoise, I love all this information. We've got all the habitat, species, oh my god, this is awesome. Research status. Okay, so you can see you can unlock new foods for them and stuff. We can unlock new fun facts as well, which is actually pretty cool. And some animals do benefit from sharing. Oh my god, world records. I wonder if this is... Yeah, largest ever, largest live, largest in your zoo. So we can compete against other players to breed the biggest tortoise. Awesome. Gemsbok, Gharial, Forest Scorpion, Bird Eater, Glyphog. I'm scared to scroll down. I'm excited about new stuff. Grizzly Bear, Brown Bear, Hippo, Indian Elephant. Anything else? Anything new? I'm apprehensive. Nile Monitor, very cool. Is that terrarium or... No, I don't think so. I think that is just going to wander around. Very cool. Sable Antelope, is that new as well? Am I going crazy? I think so. And that looks like all of them. So we didn't get that many new... We got a handful of new animals. 3 by the looks of it. The Sable Antelope, which I think is new. The Nile Monitor. The Black Bear. Is that it? Am I missing one already? I don't know. Something like that. Anyway, it's very exciting. Good stuff. Let's move on. What am I doing? Feeding station. So, habitat. It's nice that they don't actually let you buy everything straight away. Like I couldn't buy this a second ago, you know? If I rotate. Beautiful! Look at that. And we need a water bowl.
Animals also require stimulation to keep them happy.
Don't we all?
Let's add a lovely mud bath for the warthogs to roll around in. That bath will count towards their enrichment welfare, specifically their toy enrichment welfare.
How does she do that with her R's? It's amazing.
Oh, nice work. You've got a knack for this, I see. Now, our contractor had to leave in a hurry, so this place is in a feral state. Unfinished thingamajigs and whatsits all over the shop. But the first thing we need to finish is the ostrich habitat. It's over near the hippos.
No worries, Nancy. We are on it. Oh, don't know if you guys heard that. I just got a massive lightning strike outside. Absolutely humongous. Right. Look at the highlighted area. There we go. Well, beautiful little...
Okay.
Ooh.
Job number 1 here is to add a habitat gate before we complete the barrier. Every habitat needs a habitat gate. After all, how else would the keepers get in and out? Just make sure it's hooked up to the path so the keepers can reach it.
It's funny, when I played at Gamescom, I actually turned this into an ostrich exhibit.
So
this one right here.
Some ostriches. I've marked out an area for you to use, so I'd like you to finish off the perimeter using the brick barrier.
Not a worry, Nance. Not a worry. We're gonna go nice and curvy, I think. Nice and curvy. Why not? Live the dream. Yeah, I happen to make this exact area into an ostrich one. That's kind of crazy, but pretty cool. I just knew. There we go.
Good work. Remember, before you can place animals in any habitat, it has to have a full loop of connected barrier. Now, you've probably noticed that guests can't actually see into this habitat at the moment. At least not without a stepladder. But seeing as they're banned, I'd like you to select a piece of barrier and swap out the brick for a glass barrier, so the guests can see in.
Hey. Look at that, easy peasy. Got us in the bag, folks, got us in the bag. I am getting some weird stutters, but that's okay.
Adding in more windows gives guests even more opportunities to see the animals in a habitat. It's always best to make sure the guests can get a good view into a habitat from the path they're walking on, because it makes them happy. And because this would be a pretty terrible zoo if they couldn't.
Donation box.
The last thing we need to do is to add a donation box. You see, when guests enjoy the view of an animal, they'll make a donation. Just make sure you put them in easy-to-reach places, like near a viewing point. Donation boxes are one of the main sources of income for the zoo, so make sure you remember them.
Yeah, that's pretty perfect. She's a tough old lass, is Nancy, isn't she?
We've finished the habitat, so it's high time we adopted those ostriches, don't you think?
I do.
Let's get 4 of them in here.
Who have we got? We've got Chausiki. Great name. We've got Mashika. We've got Tahir. And the lovely Zara to finish things off. You can see they've actually got ratings. Chausiki is a top level ostrich. A 1200 rating. He's a big boy, whereas we look at this one. Bloody Nora. Zara's fertility isn't great. So, we have them all here. Now we're just going to go select all. Very nice. Send to zoo. Look at that.
While we wait for them to be collected by the caretakers and brought to the habitat, you should get it ready for them. Add a suitable feeding station, water station, and an appropriate food enrichment item.
Okay.
It's often best to place things like enrichments and feeding stations near to the habitat perimeter, so guests can get a really good view of the animals.
Not a problem, Nancy. I've forgotten how to do everything already. How do I rotate? I remembered! I'm a genius! Let's put that in there. And this is a slow feeder, and this is apparently enrichment. Hey? Hey, give me that bronze, baby!
Oh, good to see the ostriches have somewhere they can really stretch their legs. Did you know they can actually run at 43 miles per hour? Oh, heaven forbid they ever escape. The speed camera fines alone would bankrupt us.
Alright. Bronze.
Well,
Done.
Bernie certainly seems impressed. Did he do his speed camera joke?
He did.
Every time we get an ostrich. So, now we've made the ostriches' lives a bit better, let's do the same for the keepers, shall we? To make it easier for the keepers to feed the ostriches and hippos, we should build a new keeper hut. Keeper huts are where the keepers prepare the food for animals, so they should be placed near to the habitats to make sure the keepers don't waste their time walking when they should be looking after the animals.
He is a beautiful beast, this ostrich. Really is gorgeous. Looks amazing. Look at the little lass. Hello, love. How you doing? Oh, that's way too cute. Alright, sorry, Nancy. What were you saying? Right, we need to buy a keeper hut. Don't know where you want me to put this, Nance. Said need the exhibits, right? Well, we've got... Oh, that's where. Okay. She's a good lass. She thinks of everything. There we go. Look at that. Bam. Beautiful.
This keeper hut only has space for one keeper, but the larger keeper hut can allow multiple keepers to prepare food at the same time. Oh, but bear in mind that keeper huts and other staff facilities shouldn't be placed near to areas where there are lots of guests. Guests don't like seeing facility buildings, and it can affect their happiness. Negatively. In case that wasn't clear.
It was,
Something
Nancy.
that all facilities, shops, and a whole host of other objects need is power. And that obviously includes your newly built keeper hut. So let's place a transformer next to it, shall we?
No. Well, look at the ostriches. Stop making me do things. There's ostriches. Honestly, one of my favourite animals in the entire game. They look incredible to me. I guess I can do the campaign briefly.
Now, the reason everything has gone blue is because you're using the power heat map. This map allows you to see what is and what isn't powered in your zoo. So, once you've placed your transformer, you can click in the bottom left to turn the heat map off.
It's handy, that big blue circle, and that means basically just imagine we're doing loads of underground wiring attached to this transformer. So we're going to slip that bad boy right in there. Invalid rotation, good stuff. What do you mean? Oh, it has to be connected. I'm being silly. There we go. That's what we're looking for. I just want to get it nice and tight, you know. There. Hold it.
Lovely work. Now the keepers can start using the hut to prepare food, and thanks to where you've put it, they won't need to walk very far to deliver it to the ostriches and hippos.
Oh, and the
Let's get on
hippos.
to your next objective
Hippos.
then. Bengal tigers. We want to adopt some, but I'm afraid there's nothing ready for them yet. Head on over to the plot of land I've marked out. It's not too far away.
Nancy, you may want to adopt Bengal tigers. I want to stare at the hippos all day. We have very different priorities in life, love. I'm sorry. Look at him. He's a beast. He's adorable. Can you walk into the light, please, buddy? I know I've got stuff to do, but I think we're gonna make 2 videos out of this campaign anyway, so it'd be nice we can take our time a little bit and enjoy the animals as we go along. It seems a bit silly not to, right? You can see with the female, she's much pinker all over, actually. Much less built. What are you called? What's your name? Mashika! And what are you called? Where's my big boy? Oh, he's lying down. Oh, he's having a nap. Oh, his name is Themba. Him, right? Yeah, the alpha male. Camera. Oh, he looks so happy. Themba's out. Oh, look at his little legs. Oh my god. How do you not love the hippos? The first thing I'm doing is building a hippo aquarium zoo thingamajiggy. There's going to be a lot of Planet Zoo this week, folks. Get prepared. Right, let's go do these bloody tigers, I guess. To the highlighted area. Where is that? No. We'll spend a little bit more time exploring the whole zoo next video as well. Basically, when I've done all the missions, that's the idea.
Righty, your next job is to build a habitat. From scratch.
Righty.
Wood and concrete, I expect. So, go ahead and build it. And don't forget the habitat gate.
Mate.
It's always best to place the habitat gate close to the keeper hut. As it happens, there's one quite near to the trade centre.
Okay, there is. Don't know why I'm pretending she's
Make
Irish.
sure the guests will be able to see the tigers.
I'm on it. I'm just going to do it all in... Is this concrete? I think it's concrete, right? I'm just going to do it all in the concrete, and then we'll go through and we'll replace some in glass as need be. I don't love this, I'm not going to lie. You have to do this manually like this. I think it could be a little bit better of a system. It's like my least favourite part of the barriers. I have to click buttons. That's very upsetting for me. Let me be... Oh, okay. Hey, look at that. Like an old bloody pro. What is blocking me? I don't know. This is very strange. Okay. Can I go? Yeah, there we go. I totally wanted that in my park. I think it looks great. It's very stylish. I think you'll all agree. There we go. Oh, that'll do. That'll do. We're gonna go. Where's my curves? There we go. Beautiful. Bend it around there. Bend it like Beckham. Let's make that a little bit smaller, shall we? A little bit smaller again. I want to squeeze a couple more in there. And then we'll elongate a little bit further. Hopefully there's a hotkey to do that. I don't know if there is. I haven't checked, but that'd be handy. Oh, made a mistake. I'm so close to glory, though. Do I have to delete this bit? Maybe. What's this? How do I... Okay, we're going to figure out how to delete things. This is the next step. It's very exciting. I will figure it out. There'll be a button somewhere. There will be. I'm not mad. I can delete things. What's that do? What I just did? I don't know. I'm just going to try coming from this side, and we'll see if we can... I swear I had this problem. What's going on? There we go. I had this problem last time, so come on, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? I think when you're at the corners, you need to go straight, really, and then you can go back into the curved ones and go from there. That seems to be easier. Let's go a little shorter. Then hopefully that'll snap on, and I'll get away with it. But I'm not going to. That's very upsetting. Oh! There we go. It was a little bit messy, but we got there. So we need to bring in a habitat gate, and we also need to bring in some glass. Well, that is the keeper. No, that's the transformer. The keeper hut, though, is that a keeper hut? Staff facilities. Yes. So this is really cool. It's got a workshop in there, and it's got 2 little keeper huts in like a little building. So we want to put our gate nice and close over here.
Now, Bernie takes safety very seriously at his zoos, so we should probably make sure those tigers can't jump out of their habitat, don't you think? The way we'll do it is by changing the height of the habitat's barrier.
Is that going to work now that I've made it all into glass?
You should start by double-clicking the habitat barrier, which will take you into barrier editing mode.
Okay.
Great. Now highlight the entire perimeter of the habitat. You can do that by clicking and dragging the barrier selection tool. Now you've got all of the perimeter selected, you can increase the height of it by clicking and dragging the barrier height tool upwards. You'll want to make sure it reaches a minimum height of 4 meters.
Okay. Found out how to do it. Right, okay, so I know how to do that. Now we just need to find out. There's got to be a quick... Ah, right, there we go. That's how you do it, love. That's how you bloody do it. There we go. Got the whole shebang selected. And now, if I bring that down... Okay, I've done one little bit. That's a bit higher, but that's fine. As part of my master plan. I'm just going to bring it all above 4, and then we'll select this bit and bring it down.
Boundary complete, the habitat gate's in place, and most importantly, the tigers won't be able to jump out of it anymore.
What's going on?
I think it's time we adopted those tigers.
It's fine. I wanted that. I think it looks cool. It's distinguished. Shut up. Right, let's get a couple of tigers. Let's have animal market. We've got Paris. And we have Arav. Very cool. Very expensive. Right, let's see. We will select all. Center zoom. Boop.
Whilst our trusty caretakers collect and deliver the...
Sorry, Nancy.
Let's take a look at preparing the habitat for their arrival. We'll
Okay.
start with the basics. Add a suitable feeding station for them.
Not a problem, Nance. Not a problem. Right, so we want this in front of the glass, right? And also kind of in the... I think, yeah, we'll stick it over. We'll stick it in front of the big boy.
This time, instead of adding a water bowl, let's try something different.
There they are.
Some animals need a pool in their habitat so they can go for a swim, but they can also use it to drink from. All you have to do is make sure the banks of the pool have a gentle slope so they can easily get a nice, refreshing drink. There's already a pool excavated, but you still need to fill it with water. You should do that by going into terrain and selecting the water tool.
I think I'm in a rough kind of mood. You feel me?
Yes, that'll do nicely. Of course, just like the warthogs and ostriches, these tigers will also need some enrichment. Why don't you add some suitable toy and food enrichment items into their habitat?
You feeling a swim? Oh, well. Going for a drink? Going for a swim? What are we doing? Yay! That's what I was hoping for. A nice wet tiger. Right, so we need toys and food. Yes! Frozen Sorry. Frozen blood pumpkin was what I said there in case you were curious. You know, it's probably quite hard to hear me.
It's really starting to take shape. Now, the tigers will need a shelter in their habitat so they can hide from the guests, or more likely, the bad weather.
Oops, it is.
Although, given that we're in England, you might want to think of that just as normal weather.
Nancy.
Go on, add a shelter to their habitat. You can either build one from various suitable bits and bobs, or if you like, just pop down the blueprint that I've already built for you.
I won't have this kind of xenophobic weather hatred of my beautiful country, Nancy. You hear me? Let's see. So, what's your... Has you already built like quite a nice looking one here? The Planet Zoo small shelter? That's... How do you even get in? Right, that's how you get in. I'm just having a little think here. If I was a tiger... I mean, is that going to work? Can I see in a little bit? We could try to build our own. Is that a bad idea? I mean, I kind of want to try. I think we're going to try. I think we're going to give it a go. It might be an awful idea. But we're going to try. Why not? Live the dream. Okay. Yeah, I know. See, they're blown away already. They're loving it. How do I rotate? I was completely wrong, and just pressing Z does it. So look, oof, right. So I'm gonna put that there. Put that there. I'll leave that nice and open. I am building it basically exactly the same as it was, admittedly, but it's gonna look cool, I think. Right, let's get some nice trim. It's not gridding for some reason. That's fine. Don't need a grid. I'm a monster of a man. Get that on there. Lovely. That one's obviously the wrong way round. I've only just realised. That's okay. We're going to double up. That's what we're going to do. We're going to double up like crazies. This could be better. It's the kind of thing that's going to take a little bit of practice, but that's okay. That's okay. Definitely would not have done it like this in retrospect, but that's fine. There we go. Beautiful stuff. Okay, now we just need... What's that? Hey, there we go. Look at that. Like an old bloody pro I am.
Poor Dabs. I'm sure it can't have escaped your attention that the tigers look a bit miffed. That's because they aren't too keen on the type of terrain in their habitat. Select a tiger and bring up its information panel.
What's this do? Can I stick that in the... can I lower that down a little? I'd like to put that in the middle. Like right in the middle. Is there a way to like turn the grid off? Okay, that's a start, actually. And then we press a particular button, I think. Game, you don't know what I'm trying to do here. You're ruining it. Oh, I think we might be able to colour these in. Can we colour them in? No. Look, I think that's the greatest thing anyone's ever built anyway, so I don't need to worry about it. So, let's make our tigers happy. What do you want me to do, love? Terrain welfare to 100%, right.
Click on the terrain tab. That way you can view the terrain information and see how they feel about the different types of terrain. That'll tell you what the tigers need more of or less of in this habitat.
More soil? Want to get dirty?
Okay then, open the terrain editing tool, select painting, and give them some more soil. Yes, that should help with the habitat part of their welfare.
I want to keep inside the shelter. Grassy, because you want to give them something comfy to lie on, right? Just need to knock down some long grass somewhere else. If we can find any somewhere. There's a little bit there. Gotta keep killing the long grass. Nearly. 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 Very
Right,
near. There we go.
All animals need plants and
Oh, sorry,
from
Nance.
their own biome or continent. You know, deserts, savannas, Eurasia, Europe, that sort of thing. It looks like these tigers need a few more plants in their habitat. To get a perfect fit, use plants from the rainforest and temperate biomes that are native to Asia. Although if you have to, you can get away with using just one or the other. The tigers will also want a certain amount of their habitat to be covered by those plants. To find out which plants to use and how many, select a tiger and go to the Environment tab.
Not loving that hook fun, are they?
As you can see, some of the plants currently in the habitat aren't quite right for the tiger, like the wattle bushes. You can remove them if you want.
I do want. Not having any bloody wattle bushes ruining my exhibit.
In the nature section, and you can use the filters to only show the types of plants you want to see.
I'm feeling better,
In this
lads.
case, that's plants from the rainforest or temperate biomes.
Okay, not a problem. So, plants from the rainforest or temperate biomes. There we go. Should have some happy tigers. Temperate. And let's filter. Let's go Asian, shall we? With our tigers, there we go. We're going to go temperate Asian. So, bam. Big old hawthorn. I'll do. Bit of bracken. They love a bit of bracken. Who doesn't? Everyone loves a bit of bracken. Is that making them happy? It's hard to tell. What else do you want? Asia. Should we try changing the biome to tropical? I like the sound of that a bit more. Some ferns in. Yeah, let's get some ferns. Love good fern, me. Something a little bigger. Some nice little trees there. Beautiful. Some coconut palms. That's more like it. I don't know why it doesn't seem to be updating. Nothing's happening, but that's okay. We're going to keep on going. Plant welfare to 90%. Still 0. Why? I don't understand. What? Why do you hate me? It's not moving. Coverage is very slowly going up. Do I just need to get coverage up there? Until it's in the right thing. That's probably the case, right? I mean, the tigers, right? It makes sense. They're going to want a very, you know, exotic, foresty kind of place to live. So we want to give them something cool. I love this big boy as well. I love that. I love a big tree, me. Where are you? Where's my big... Yes, look at that. Beautiful. Let's get another one over there. Kind of frame the shelter a little bit like that. Some little ones in there. Have I just stuck that on top of that? I have. There we go. Was not the intention. Obviously. That would be silly. Coverage is still not quite there, but it's getting there. It's very slowly getting there. It's going to get there eventually. With God as my witness, I will have some happy tigers. Bloody know it's hard work, though. I like the idea of that kind of hanging over. I mean, it's a tiger, right? It should be able to climb out, in theory. In theory. Oh, 68%. We're getting there. We're getting there. It's taking freaking ages, but we're getting there. Bloody tigers. They want 25%? I'm guessing so. Hey, there we go. Look. Oh, 90%. Okay, not quite. Nearly. Beautiful! Silver me up, son.
They say the good fences make good neighbors. I guess that's doubly true when one of the neighbors is a Bengal tiger. Still, those tigers look so happy that I doubt they'd leave. Even if you did poke a hole in their fence.
Oh, Bernie.
Oh, but for heaven's sake, don't test that theory.
Right.
Right. Before Nancy prattles on, we are going to do a part 2. So we're going to do both of the campaign missions tonight. We'll be back in like an hour or so with that part 2. We're going to do all the gold missions, which seems to concern Indian peafowl, snow leopards, and then making all our species overall happier as well. So we should get to play around with all the animals we have in the zoo, which is pretty cool. I'm super excited about this. Really looking for the part 2. And then we're going to have a look at franchise mode. I'm going to set a little thing up to show you guys every animal in the beta. Then we'll take a look at the workshop, and there's going to be a lot of Planet Zoo this week, alright? Get ready for it. But we'll be back in a little bit with part 2 of the campaign at least. Until then, thanks for joining me. Cheers much love as always. Bye-bye. Hey folks, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to help support me a little bit more, you can do so at patreon.com/bestinslot. There's a link in the description down below. Every little really does help in times like these, but it's not at all expected, and by just watching the video you've already helped me out massively, and it makes you a pretty cool person, so well done you. Thanks for joining me either way, I'll see you next time.